Aging. A single word. Yet so many of us fear it. We see time as a thief, stealing away our beauty, our strength, our external worth. But what if aging isn't the enemy? What if it is the very training ground that allows us to perfect who we were always meant to be? In youth, life moves fast. We chase externals. We prove ourselves. We try to become something in the eyes of others. But with age, we are given the opportunity to fortify. We begin to return not to who the world wants us to be, but to the commander of our own soul. In this video, let's dismantle the idea that aging is a burden and discover how, through Stoic wisdom, it is in fact our greatest opportunity. In today's world, we are told to stay young, to fight aging with superficial remedies. Youth is marketed as power. Aging is labeled as decline. But look deeper. For the Stoics, age was the ultimate test of character. They did not dismiss their elders, they learned from them. Seneca, in his letters, wrote, "Let us cherish and love old age, for it is full of pleasure if one knows how to use it." The strength of youth is in the body, a preferred indifferent. But the strength of age is in the mind, the only thing truly ours. Modern society may worship the fleeting bloom of youth, but wisdom, real, unshakable, soul-deep wisdom, is forged in the crucible of time. We must ask ourselves, do we want a long life or a full one? Let me tell you a story. There was a Roman general who spent his life in service to the state. He commanded legions, won battles, and his name was known throughout the Republic. At 65, he retired to his farm. The Senate fell silent for him. The clash of swords faded. For the first time, he was alone with his own mind. One morning, he picked up a trowel and began to tend his garden. It wasn't planned. It was a duty he chose. At first, just turning the soil. But as the seasons passed, his garden became a masterpiece of order, beauty, and resilience. A young senator, visiting for advice, once asked, "General, why did you not pursue this passion earlier?" He looked up from the earth and said, "Because it took me 65 years to learn the difference between commanding an army and commanding myself." Aging gave him time. But more than that, it gave him the ultimate prize, a well-ordered mind. In youth, we collect experiences, but in age, we begin to extract their meaning. As we grow older, something powerful happens. The outer world may demand less, but the inner world calls for more. You stop needing to impress others. You stop chasing what is not yours to keep. You begin to choose tranquility over turmoil. Life's loudness softens, and in that quiet, you finally hear the commands of your own reason. Stoic wisdom teaches that the flux of life is not something to fear, but something to understand and accept as part of the logos. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Soon you will be ashes or a skeleton." But it is not for that reason that these things are without value. Look at the speed of their passing, of their transformation. As we age, we are given a front row seat to this truth. We shed our attachments to externals, our reputation, our appearance, the masks we wore, until we arrive at the unshakable core of our inner citadel. In a quiet portico in Athens, there lived an old Stoic teacher. He no longer gave long lectures, but every morning, he would walk the same path through the city, greeting each person with the same steady gaze. A young, ambitious student approached him. "Master, why do you walk this simple path? You are the most revered philosopher in the city. You should be debating in the forum." The old Stoic smiled faintly and replied, "I am debating." "With whom?" the student asked. "With myself," the philosopher said. Each step is a victory over the desire to rest. Each greeting is a victory over the impulse to judge. I teach the only lesson that matters, that every moment is a chance to practice virtue. This is what aging can bring. Not just slowness, but deliberation. Not just quiet, but clarity. So how can you begin to see aging not as a decline, but as an ascent? Live deliberately. Slow down, not because you have to, but because you choose to act with purpose. Practice prosophy. Tit. Pati. Patiura niun. Iton ta jao. Pay attention to your judgments. Notice when you are valuing an external over your own character. Measure yourself against virtue alone. You are not supposed to look or feel like your 20-year-old self. Your only competition is who you were yesterday. Strengthen your mind. The body may weaken, but the mind can be exercised until your last day. Read philosophy. Meditate on its principles. Stay curious. Share your wisdom. Your life is a repository of experience. Fulfill your duty to the human community by sharing what you have learned. Seneca also said, "Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements, if it were all well invested." Perhaps that is the greatest gift of age, the final, urgent opportunity to invest our remaining time wisely. Aging is not losing who you are. It is perfecting your command over who you have always been. So may we age not in fear, but in fortitude. May we see every wrinkle as a map of battles won, every gray hair as a testament to our endurance. If this message helped fortify your mind, I invite you to subscribe and walk this path of reason with us. Until next time, master the time you have, and let it make you unconquerable.